What the fuck? No, I didn't want to do that. That's what I wanted to do. Alright, you there?
Yep.
Alright,
We're close.
Gmfl. It is Will. We're here with Poop.
Yo, what up,
Uh,
guys?
as always, the new counterpart. Um, we ain't done one of these in a while. I want to say last time we did one was like week 3 or something. So,
Yeah, for
excuse me.
Huey's
Um,
sudden return and then sudden leave again.
so it's been a good season. We've been playing our games, advancing. I mean, yesterday I think we advanced about 20 minutes late, but otherwise we've been advancing early for the most part. I mean, at least a couple hours. So let's keep it up. We want to dive into the standings here. I mean, let's see where we're at. We're in week 12 at this point. We advance tomorrow night to week 13. So let's get into where things are. We'll go over the AFC first. And right up top, we got the Chiefs. They lead my division at 9-2 now. That's a new guy now. He just took over. Played a good game, but ended up losing to Ford tonight. But tight work. He didn't get booted. I guess he's in 3 leagues, and it was just becoming too much. And this was his newest league, so obviously, which I understand, he was
It's
going to
not
drop
enough
this one
time.
first. So he was just kind of playing. If we could get somebody by the weekend, I already had a guy lined up for our next opening. So boom, there we go. So we got Nick now over at the Chiefs. Count Ite. Down here we got the Ravens. He's leading the North at 9-1. I
Good old
actually play
KP.
him, KP, so that's a big game. Uh, Raiders, I'm at the top of the wild card at 8-2. Lost. I gave the force to Seahawks because I wasn't able to play, and I couldn't make it. He had a bunch of availability. I didn't have time. So Mickey, man, Mickey's been playing well. Again, started off a little slower, just like he did last season, but here he is, 7-3, top of the South. So you move on. You got Paz. He had a big win over Rich tonight, which would have put, I think, Rich at the top of the division. But now I think he's 2 games clear of Dolphins. Yeah, 7-4, 5-6, and I want to say he might. I think that was their first game. So 2 games clear. That's big for him. And then we move to that second wild card. And we got Dustin over there at 5-5.
Wait, he's still around?
Yep. Titans 5-6. Browns 6-5. Dolphins 5-6. Broncos 5-6. Steelers 5-6. I mean, that's going to be an interesting race for that second wild card. I mean, there's
Oh,
legitimately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams within a game of each other for that
I
wild
got
card.
my
And
I
then
got my
you've
money
got
on
you've got at
James.
least you've got probably either one more to that, or 2 guys only 2 games back. So no one's really out of it here in the AFC. Even the Patriots at 3-7, you never know. Uh, but meanwhile, we move over. We go to the NFC. Sweets. I mean, what can you say?
Sure,
He's
he's not the same in
you know
NFC.
Super Bowl first year he lost. He was in the championship last year. I know he lost, but he's always there. 11-0, undefeated, leading the East. You got Seahawks, Supa over there, 8-2, doing his thing. Arkin, the running back that got drafted for him, is a beast. Panthers, the new guy, B Hyman,
Byman.
Byman Brandon,
Hey,
eight and
no, that's
three,
there's only
leading the
one.
South. You move down. We'll go down the West. You got the Cardinals at 6-5. Milwaukee ahead of that division though. 49ers haven't played a game yet. But then you go to that wild card. You've got Bucks at 6-5. Niners could be 6-5, or Cardinals. Oh well, shit, we got the Vikings at 5-5 in the North, so that's your leader in the North at
Mm-hmm.
5-5. Jeez.
Ouch.
Let's
Damn.
see, Seahawks, Skins, Panthers. No, wait, no. Seahawks is the leader. Why am I thinking Cardinals? So shit. Yeah, Vikings. Okay. See, I'm zoning out here, fellas. Vikings are your
Proved you
leader in the
wrong.
North, so your wild cards would be Bucks at 6-5, and then Cardinals at 6-5 right now. But Vikings are 5-5, so we'll go down. We'll break through these races. Look, you got the Ravens, KP. I mean, right
Don't
now
sleep
he's
on them
three and a half up,
Falcons.
depending on what happens with me in his game. Browns, I mean, he's fighting. He doesn't have the quarterback this year, but 6-5 with what he's running with back there is pretty good so far. So, dangerous. We'll see what happens. Mickey 7-3, kind of starting to pull away a little bit in that division. It was tight for a while. Paws 7-4, Dolphins 5-6, Bills and Patriots. They're down there. Chiefs 9-2, Raiders. I'm right there 8-2. I actually play him after advance, so that could be a big game for me too. Because if I win that, I'd hold the tiebreaker. Broncos 5-6, Chargers 3-8. And then the North. Now there's a interesting race. 5-5 for the Vikes, 5-6 for the Lions. I mean, hell, Bears, Decry, the new guy, 4-7. I think he's 2-1 since coming in, so he's been doing pretty good. Packers 3-7, but I mean that's that North though. That North is always tight. It's been tight. I feel like every season. So we'll see what happens. The South, like I said, he's running away. Riggs just wants to get in the playoffs. He's that new son. It's taking up his time, man. He ain't getting that sleep anymore. He's a little trigger happy, I think, is what's going on. Right, Riggs. I'm trying to help you out here, man. I'm giving you excuses.
No excuses in the South. Falcons
In
know
the
that a
South,
mile away.
in the South. Falcons are Saints 4-7. T Dub. I mean, just Groom's not a bad quarterback, but I think he just needs a year under his belt to really get him where he wants him, and we'll see what happens there. And then Poop, my man, 2-9. Um, let's trade. Give me that first round pick. What do you want? I'll send you.
No. This first round's all mine this year. Gotta
We'll
work on
see.
my offense. Look at the points for, points against. Jeez.
Yeah, your offense. I mean, your defense, and I think a lot of it is your defense. You say, okay, well, 281, that's a lot of points, but it's also because your defense is put in bad positions because of your offense. So
Yep.
sometimes you got to take
Interceptions.
that into account. I mean, it's not always the defense's fault. You've got a solid defense, but when you're playing short fields, it makes it tough.
I blame my four
Of
division
course, this
losses.
the East. I mean, it's Sweets, and then there's three other teams that participate in that division. It's basically what it is. Let's call it what it is.
Damn.
I mean, it
Wow.
was it was the beast. It used to be a beast, but this year it's just not there. Puba just hasn't found it after that first season. Last year didn't have a good one. This year he's still kind of struggling. Rookie
Did
QB,
Puba
so
ever
that
really
might
have
change.
it
He's been
though?
building him up. I like Kafka, but it takes a little time sometimes with those rookies. Cowboys, he's a new Cowboys owner, so we'll see what happens. Sometimes it's an adjustment, especially if you're not used to playing with a team. And then Eagles, I mean, here's a guy that was competitive as hell, and he's just been struggling this year. Kay Bush over there, so the West, this has been the Seahawks division. It continues pretty much to be the Seahawks division. Moasa's there, but he's still two and a half back. So there you go. I mean, that's our standings. So week 12, there's some races out there. Obviously, that AFC wild card. It's gonna be tight. I mean, we said what, 6 teams within a game of each other. So yeah,
Hmm.
there's gonna be an interesting. There's gonna be like 5 teams with the same record. We're gonna get some crazy Madden tiebreaker for that final playoff spot. So
Super Bowl guys gonna be settling.
yeah,
Fucking
9-7 with 4 other teams, and he got in and got hot. So, but that being said, that's what we're looking at for our standings. Let's kick it off. We'll move on over to the awards. We'll see where things stand so far this year. In week 12, when we go the MVP right now, and Stafford, I mean, pause 7-4. I mean, he's got a good record. He leads the East, but he's chucking it, man, and he just doesn't have the ints. And I think that obviously that helps him out. But he's put up quite a few touchdowns. Williamson, the running back, that guy's a savage back there. That was a hell of a find for Rich. I mean, he got him as an undrafted free agent after the first draft. And this is the dude who's like 92 speed, I think, 94 excel, but he also has like 80 something trucking or like
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Usually a guy with that speed is you breathe on him and he falls down in the backfield. So Matt Jones, I mean, I'm not surprised. This has been, I think, your league MVP the past 2 seasons. I'd have to look. Luck is up there, even though at 5-5. Dustin putting up them TDs. Cousins, Walters, David Johnson, Arkin, rookie Elliott, Darden, defensive guy. That guy's a stud. Coach of the year, of course, Sweets. KP, I happen to be up there. Jets. No one cares about coaches. We don't care about that. We don't get no XP for our players. no one wants to hear about that. But yeah, we'll move over to the AFC. We'll go the offensive player of the year. We have Williamson, which is funny. I always love how Madden does that. The MVP is Stafford, but the player of the year on offense is Williamson. I guess, I mean, maybe wins or touchdowns, but it's always odd. So, but you got Williamson, running back there for the Dolphins. He's put up a big year so far. I want to say he has like 1,200 and something yards, or he might even have. Well, he might have more than that. Might have 13 or 14 after his last game here. Stafford, Feltung, his receiver, his second-year guy. Derrick Henry up there. Our R.I.P. Hubie. Henry was his man. Dyer, I mean, he's had a good year, but I mean, compared to where he was a season ago, I guess you would call it a down year for some guys. I mean, he still has 800 and something yards or 900, I don't know, a bunch of touchdowns. Luck, Yeldon, Le'Veon, Dak, and Chapman, the rookie. Defensive player of the year. And we got my boy, Khalil Mack, wreaking havoc back there. I think he has like 13 sacks and 3 forced fumbles or something. So he's been having a good season. It's helped out. I got another guy that happens to be on this list too. So TJ Green, KP, you got Green back there. Stubblefield and Derby. Derby was like a seventh round pick, a free safety, I want to say, after the first season. So Stubblefield, that was the second round draft pick this past year. So these are a couple young dudes. Akins, this guy's been a beast. He was the defensive lineman of the year last season, and because he was on a 1-year deal, he was undrafted. I managed to snag him in free agency. Mosley, Barry, Pryor, Marcus Peters, and then Deion Jones. Thank you, Poop, for Deion, by the way. Yeah, so, offensive rookie of the year, let's see. Chapman, that guy's been a beast. Prude, I feel like he would have been higher on this list if we would have if Cheese Hoobie was still here. He would have had those crossing routes with Warmack running all day.
Nothing but crosses the entire game.
Crosses and streaks. Wang.
Yep.
Wang's been back for James. That's been good. I know when I played him, he was out, and I told him, I was like, yeah, that hurts you, man. And Matty Ice's noodle's just too weak for some of those throws. My guys had time to get there. Dantzler, now that guy's a beast. He's been playing better with him of late. I know. Guyton, there was a first round receiver. I know Jets got him, I want to say, in the second. Swoop, the running back out of Ohio State. Kuhn, receiver out of Oregon. Marsh, my guy. Tatum, I think he's a receiver. And then Lott, the tight end. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, this is probably going to change. I know Emmanuel's out for, I want to say, the rest of the season, or for most of it, pretty much. Rich posted there the other day. So, Stubblefield might take it. I mean, Lloyd's been coming on strong. Dudley with the sacks down there for Miami. Bowden, Gritton, Stingley, who knows if I keep winning and he can have some interceptions. Rushing, that guy, he's a stud. Posey.
Stingley, the guy you user?
No, he's my DB.
Oh,
He's that defensive back I drafted, but he has a couple picks. He has a bunch of deflections. He's one of those where you're frustrated because he ain't catching them. You're like, hang on to it, bro.
Right in his hand, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Or the one where you could catch it and instead you do the jump up and smack it away animation, you know? Yeah, not in my house.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like falling to the ground on a wide open slant on 3rd and 3 when you're at you've only got 2 yards, you know? Anyways, we digress. QB, Stafford, Luck, Prescott, Wang, Berkovici. I don't know. You're putting up numbers with him. Carr, Griffin, RG3, Flacco, Mariota, Bortles, running back, no surprise. Williamson's up there. Dyer, Yeldon, Henry, Bell, Carlos William, Chapman, the rookie. I mean, he's having a solid season with Chapman. That guy's gonna be a beast. Wide receiver, you got Veltung, Prude, Demarius, Watkins, Martavis, DeAndre, Hilton, Conley, AJ, Antonio Brown. I mean, let's be honest, offensive line, these are always high overall guys, usually on, you know, for the most part, good teams that are good numbers. I mean, Yonda, obviously 9-1. Joe Thomas, he's just going to be a beast. I know pros put up numbers. I don't know if it's like team touchdowns, but I mean, my guy, Ravens, my guy, Bengals, my guy, Chiefs.
Least amount of sacks, maybe?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I don't get sacked a lot. I try to get rid of the ball quicker, too, for the most part. So, defensive line. Here's my guy, Akins, in the AFC now. I think he's got 13 sacks or something as well, 14 sacks or something. But I know Dodd's right behind him with about 13. Connor, his second-year guy. Hoskins, a second-year guy. Fowler, Vaughn, the trade of the trade of the league so far. I can't believe Vaughn got dealt, but regardless of results, it's just crazy. Roberts, Lawson, Juden, Malik, linebacker. There's that user for pros, Javier, 6-5. He's probably got some picks, I would imagine. It's probably helping him. I mean, Khalil, he's beasted, but he's not really getting interceptions so much as he's getting sacks. Mosley, Stubblefield, Dion, there he is again.
I'll take him back now.
Nope, too late. No take backsies.
No takesies backsies.
Yeah, no takes. Jake Ryan, Heaney, my other linebacker, Ray, McCann. There was a first round pick from. He's a second year guy now. So go over to DB. You got TJ Green, of course. I mean, that's second in the defensive player of the year voting. So of course he should be the best DB. Hebert, or A Bear as I would call him. Number 2, second year guy, Barry. Marcus Peters, Pritchett, second year guy, Boss traded for. That was a good deal for him. McCourty, Billups, Billups is a second year guy. Pryor, and then rookie Lloyd for pro, or not pro, but pause, and then Nielsen, the second year beast DB for pro. So kicker, who cares? No one cares. Let's be
The most
honest.
important part, man.
That's the award they just give
My
someone at the end
offensive
randomly. You know, it's like, hey, I got kicker. Wow, okay. DB in the
I might
NFC,
hang
we
this on
got.
the fridge.
Oh wow, Eli Apple, you having a good year then? For must be having a good year for Puba. Eric Reed, Harrison Smith, a couple safeties, Kendall Fuller, Slay, Witherspoon. It must be either a rookie or second year guy. Hargraves, Trey Waynes. Linebacker, you got Bobby Wagner. The guy's a stud. Leonard Floyd, Buchanan, Cravens. What are you doing? Cravens, Trevathan. Let's see. Kirksey, Matthews, Keekly, Albright. That guy's a rookie. That's a good. I always like to see the rookies on there. Darden, second year guy. That guy is. He lost. I think he was second in DL to Akins last year. So that dude's a beast though. He was the third pick or something. I forget. But it's insane. McPhee, Ansa, Aaron Donald, Ayers, Pierre-Paul, Rankins, Fletcher Cox, Kim Diche, Linville Joseph. I mean, the names you would expect up there. Of course, you got Sweets, 11-0. You should have offensive linemen up there. Williams. There's always Cowboys. I mean, 5-6.
Oh,
I don't know what kind of numbers he's put up, but that line's always on there. I mean, they're not. They're obviously they're good offensive linemen, but I'm pretty sure you could be 4-10, and there'd probably be a couple Cowboys on this list. But you got Smith, Martin, Armstead, Sheriff, Norwell, Frederick, Moses, Khalil, Trey Turner, wide receiver, and there's Puba again, Beckham. You got Brashad Perriman over there with BDE, Roseman, the second year guy for Riggs, Brandon Cooks, Treadwell, Miles Curran making a play. I know DeCry should probably like him a lot. The dude's a big dude. That was that first season draft, and we all kind of I think a couple of us had our eye on him when he took him early. I mean, the dude's a stud. I want to say he's 89 speed, 90 XL or something, but like 6'6", superstar dev. Or Will Fuller making the presence known after the trade in the offseason. Golden Tate, Landry, Kelvin Benjamin. Of course, running back Matt Jones. He probably has like 18 TDs or something like that, I'm sure. Walters, though, B's been running good offense over there. I know he runs the ball a lot. Walters has been putting up numbers. Zeke, David Johnson, the rookie Arkin, Langford, Peterson. Look at you, Devontae's up there, huh? He managed to make an award.
What? Okay, we got something wrong here.
Donta Foreman, then we got a QB.
Games.
Of course, Kirk Cousins, 11-0. Teddy Bridgewater, Jameis Winston, Kafka, the rookie. Cam, Dalton, Russ, Felix Fisher-Rose, the second-year guy. Cutler, and Griffin Knight, the second-year quarterback. So that's where we're at in awards. Obviously we're week 12. Some of those can change, especially you get those guys up in maybe the top 5, top 4. Put up some big games. Those can change. But that's where we're looking. We'll move over now to the stats. Everyone likes
the
everyone likes.
Year?
What's that?
You gonna skip over the rookies of the year in the NFC?
I just went through all of those.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You just did.
No, I went down to kickers and then I came back the other way. I went AFC down,
okay.
NFC back. Pay attention, man. Jeez, participate in the show. Feel free.
Oh man, I thought you would have mentioned my linebacker being up there, but all right.
What linebacker?
Sorensen. It's rookie, man.
And rookie of the year?
Yeah.
All right, let's go see this. Did I miss the?
I'm telling you, you missed it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I missed the rookies of the year in the NFC and the players of the year.
See?
See, you're
Look,
right. See, it was on
you
me
need to
now.
pay
That's my
attention to
bad.
your
Now I
own
feel like
show.
it. Now I feel like an ass. I feel like an ass. I'm gonna have to take you out and buy you ice cream, son. That's what's gonna have to happen.
Exactly.
All right, so yeah, we got the defensive rookie of the year, Albright, the rookie. I want to say he was a second rounder. He's a middle linebacker. I know. I think he originally converted him outside, but having a good season. Rashad Rogers, that guy was the second overall pick. 94 speed, 96 excel, or vice versa, 6'2 cornerback. So that's always a good thing. You got Jackson. That's actually Harlos Pope. The other DB that was like the fourth DB drafted in the first round. There's like four first round basically DBs. That was him. McHugh, another beast of a linebacker. Puba went with him in the middle of the first out of Ohio State. Boyette, another first rounder. Poop, so he can be on with Sorensen, his rookie linebacker, who you picked up, didn't you? Or did you just not realize you had him?
I didn't even realize I had him because I wasn't present for the
Yeah. You never are, really, so let's be honest.
Hey, you know what? I'm a busy person.
Well, trade me your picks when you don't make this draft. I'll make it worth it to you.
Okay, if I don't make it.
Bussy, Kincaid, Big D end, Trey Gordon, and then Cardona, the linebacker, another first rounder. Offensively, we go to Arkin. I mean, that guy's a beast. Superstar Dev. I think he's like 90 speed, 84 excel or something.
You can skip this one. It's cool.
Kafka, Hudson, the tight end, out of Alabama. Groom, Groom, the Lafayette, I think the quarterback, took him at 10. Waters, a receiver out of Ohio State. Humphreys, the receiver out of Miami. Dyson, Hillman, Stark. I'm not all these names. Fletcher, I'm not sure. These are later round or off-season pickups. Defensive player of the year, man. Darden, lighting it up. Second-year guy. He's beasting this year. Wagner, McPhee, Cravens, Floyd, Norman, Keekly, Fuller, Preston Smith, Trevathan. So you got, Sweets has got 4 guys up there, but they're all kind of in that later half. Probably all stealing the shine off of each other. So, and then offensive player of the year, Beckham out there, man. Balling out. Puba with Beckham. Matt Jones, Zeke, David Johnson, Walters, Arkin the rookie, Perryman, Langford, Winston, Newton. Where are you, Poop? Where are you at on this list?
On good offensive.
Huh? What? Okay. What up,
that?
Ford? Ford dropping in.
Oh, what's up, man?
Ford's a night out. What up, Ford? So we'll kick off the stats. Right now we're in passing, our QBs, and obviously this is your MVP, and you can see why. I mean, Stafford, about 3,500 yards now through 12 weeks. 27 touchdowns, but the key really, I think, especially for that MVP, is those 12 INTs. That number, I mean, is low, and we'll see that. I mean, you can see the other guys with big numbers up there. Bridgewater, 3,300 yards, but he has 23 touchdowns, 25 picks. Luck, 28 TDs, 24 picks. Ford, RG3, man, 2,800 yards, 18 TDs, 17 picks. You're trying to make RG3 great again. Thank God Puma doesn't talk in all caps. Yes, you just be covered in spit, bro. If he talked in all caps, man, he'd just be foaming at the mouth. But speaking of Puma, there he is with Kafka, 2,700 yards, 23 TDs, 20 picks. And I mean, obviously TC, I can see your issue. 2,700 yards with Groom, 13 TDs, 27 picks. That's never good. Cam, 13 TDs, 13 picks. Tyrod, 14 and 26. Ooh. Kirk 21 and 29. I mean, we can go down. Berkovici 19 and 17. So, you know, you're there. Carr 17 and 13. Let's see. How are these touchdowns looking? When it comes to touchdowns, we got Luck with 28, Stafford with 27, Bridgewater and Kafka at 23, Cousins, Prescott. Let's look at the picks. Let's look at these high numbers. I mean, Groom, they're not playing well. 27. Taylor, 26, not in it. Rogers, 25, out of it. 25 for Bridgewater. Now he's sitting at 5 and 5. 24 for Luck. He's 5 and 5. 22, 5 and 6. Damn, boss. 8 TDs, 20 picks with Osweiler. Bro, are you playing blindfolded over there? What are you doing when you're running your passing game, man? Jesus. I know, Brock ain't that bad, man. I've used him in another league. Let me look at this fool. 87 short, 87 medium, 84 deep. Come on, man. What's up with you? Quick dev, too, huh? Mike must have got him up to quick dev after that first season. I mean, what are you doing with him at 8? Damn. Wentz 8 and 20. Obviously, we can see, you know, struggles, obviously, with the Eagles. Griffin Knight 14 and 20. Kafka had 20 picks. Flacco with 20. Dalton with 19. Cousins with 19. And you got an 11 and 0 quarterback with 21 touchdowns and 19 picks. I'm telling you, this Madden in general, and I've played different sliders. I mean, I've in different leagues, but this Madden in general, I just think there's a lot. Picks are a lot higher, which is fine. I think it balances out in a way, but I'd rather that than not get any interceptions.
This Madden than last one.
You've thrown less picks?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's because you've gotten better. That doesn't mean picks aren't up. It just means you've actually gotten a little better. We'll move over to the running backs. We got Williamson. I mean, this is the guy I was talking about. 226 touches, about 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. And we'll move in. He's got him up to quick. High INTs are not fine. Well, you tend not to throw super high amounts, but you run the ball more, so it's all about possessions, man. Possessions, taking care of that ball, watching the clock, all that fun stuff. Keeping your defense off the field, things of that nature. But anyways, that's another discussion. Williamson for the Dolphins. I mean, this is the guy I was talking about, undrafted, 92 speed, 94 excel. I know he's bumped some of this up, but I mean, the guy is, look at that trucking 77. Decline record always damn near broken. Yeah, but that's user INTs though too. I mean, you talk about middle linebackers; those are the guys that get up near that record. It's never the CPU cornerback or something. I mean, your INTs are always your users, and I don't know. I mean, I can't say. I don't know. Do your user INTs seem to be up to you for it, or are those lower in your mind? I don't know. I didn't really get decent at usering until this season. So
You're welcome.
Yeah, me and Poop practiced together. But yeah, this guy, 77 trucking, 82 stiff arm, 86 juke. I mean, the elusiveness is the only thing. It's a little low, but overall, this dude's a baller. And obviously, you can see, I mean, he's having a big season. Matt Jones, 200 for 950 and 12 touchdowns. I mean, I'm not a surprise. The guy ended up with 18 to 20 touchdowns, probably 1,300, 1,400 yards or something. David Johnson, man, kind of having a quiet season. 238, 925, and 11 touchdowns. Chapman, the rookie, 872 with 7. I see you pro, 851 and 5. User INTs the same as always. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, granted, I didn't get them really before, but I don't feel like necessarily guys are getting more or less against me. It's just, yeah, I think some of it, there's these crazy animations which allow themselves to some, these super tips, things of that nature. I mean, whether it's a tip that goes 7, 8, 10 yards and your safety catches it, or it's a tip that you tipped and somehow the receiver runs in out of nowhere and catches it, or like there's just some crazy animations and things. But
I'll tell you what, I ain't winning those 50-50 balls.
I haven't been winning those either, man. I haven't been winning those lately. I had a couple earlier today with Julio, and just he had in his hands or drop it or just get knocked away real easy. Like no big hit, nothing. So Arkin, the rookie, 831, 10 touchdowns. Bell, Le'Veon, 810, 6. And there's Walters, the guy I was talking about with the Panthers, 806, 10 TDs. So guys are running the ball. Week 12, you're talking 12 games. We got a bunch of guys on pace with 5 games left. 5 weeks left at least, maybe 4 games to get up to 1,000 yards. Let's see, let's move to those Madden footballs filled with helium. It must be, man. I had one that got tipped. It was like it just carried for about 30 yards clear out of the end zone or something. It was insane. Rushing touchdowns, you got Matt Jones 12, Williamson 11, David Johnson 11, Dyer 11, Arkin 10, Walters, Williams 10, Yeldon Elliott 8, Davis, Peterson 8, Chapman, Henry, Roberts, Gooch. I missed the Gooch. He's out. I might be in the market for a running back in the offseason because this dude, as much as I like him, he just cannot. It's the second year now he's out for the second half of the season. So
I'm still trying to figure out how Freeman was on the best running back on my boards.
568, 6 TDs. Out of the NFC, that might be top 10. I don't know. We could, switch over and look. But, we'll take a peek real quick. Let's look. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're 10th in yardage. You're tied for 9th in touchdowns, so that's why you're up there. That's about where you would be, is at the bottom. You're in the top 10 in your conference. So let's see who's breaking tackles. Derrick Henry 35, Matt Jones 33, Williamson 29, Freeman, Zeke. So we don't. But last season we had it was like Derrick Henry 200, the second guy like 120 or something. It was ridiculous.
Jeez.
Let's see, fumbles. Of course, these are all quarterbacks. Let's see who our first running back is up there. Duke Johnson, 5 fumbles. Gio Bernard, 5 fumbles. David Johnson, 4 fumbles. Langford, 4 fumbles. So let's move over to receiving, and here obviously this is why Beckham 73, 1,258 yards, 16 touchdowns. Puba ain't winning games, but he's balling out with ODB. It's kind of like the Giants in real life, man. They're not winning games, but ODB are. Well, they were winning games. He was putting up numbers. They just choked in the playoffs. Of course, everyone will blame it on them being on a boat, So,
yeah,
which is ridiculous. It's no different than an offensive line. One of these guys going out hunting for the 2 days, sitting in a duck blind drinking beers for 2 days.
Yeah.
But no one says anything about that. It's just because these dudes are on boats. They're just jealous. They're actually in good weather. Everyone else is miserable right now. They're like, fuck those guys. I wish I was in Miami. Shit, put me in some jeans and Timbs on a boat in Miami right now. I'm cool with that. So, Veltung though, 65, 1,200. Back to what we're doing here. 65, 1,200, 10 TDs. Oh, really, Ford? Oh, sorry, I'm looking off here, guys. So Madden nerfed running because the tournament players said running was overpowered, especially when they tried to defend it with dime and quarters defense. See, and I think they've. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they've nerfed it even more. I felt like they've nerfed it as this game's progressed. When I
Oh,
used to
better.
play, I played a bunch of games against Hubie. Some of those, most of you guys know him, but before we started the league, couple weeks when the game came out, while we were waiting for patches and all that kind of stuff, and I felt like you could run the ball better. I didn't feel like it was out of control, like we weren't having like 300 to 200 yard games or nothing. I just felt like there was you could bust runs open, and they weren't ridiculous runs. Like I feel like sometimes this now where we're at is you bust a big run open, and it's just like either everything parts amazingly or you break 12 tackles somehow.
Yeah, that's how it has to be.
It's like
No in
impossible.
between.
You go to tackle the guy, and I hit your running back with a defensive lineman and two linebackers, and you break out of it, and then you stiff arm a safety, and then next thing you know, you're in the end zone. So,
Yeah.
but I'm not surprised. I mean, that's the problem with Madden is they design the game, and you guys have talked about this elsewhere. They design the game for casual people who don't know what they're doing, and also the people who
Yes.
play the ones who basically it's like society, the ones who scream the loudest, get the attention, and those are the guys that scream, the guys that play it all the time. They play the tournaments, they find every little AI nook and cranny. I mean, I know watching them, I've watched them come out in the same basic formation and then just move guys, flip guys. Like it's ridiculous. And then, the defenses they run, they move the safety, a linebacker, and a defensive lineman, like four guys stacked over each other on one side. Like that's not football, man. That's an arcade game you're playing over there. So, but anyway, Veltung, no. I mean, 65 for 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. Obviously, that's your AFC wide receiver right there of the year. Demarius, not too far behind him. You're balling out with him for it as he's getting a little older here. It's probably, where's he at right now? Yeah, 88 speed, 88 excel. He's going to be that
Probably his
slot
last
receiver.
decent
You're going to
season.
put him down on that slot here as he gets older. Watkins, 61 for 11 and 4 touchdowns. Perryman, 58 for 12 and 9 touchdowns. Landry at 58, a bunch of catches. Hopkins, I mean, the catches aren't too bad. 73 through 12 games, that's not bad. Let's see, yardage. Odell, 1,200. Perryman right there. Veltung, Watkins, Thomas. We got 5,000 yard receivers already. Prude, the rookie. I mean, this guy, 5'10", 190. That dude's a stud. 93 speed, 97 acceleration. Just, of course, you got Roseman, a big play guy, 33. Look at that, 96 speed. 33 for 974. The tight end carrier, Dub, he's been balling out with him. Landry, Hopkins, Fourier, Hilton, Martavis. Thank you, James. Never again. I know, James. You'll never trade him again. Touchdowns, though, we got Beckham with 16, Veltung with 10, Perryman with 9, Prude, Roseman, Hilton, Martavis all with 8, Guyton, the rookie, Thomas, Hopkins, Cooks, Curran. Yeah, see, so this guy Curran, they all have 7. Now, Curran 6'4", 223. Yeah, here he is. 90 speed, 89 excel, 87 routes, 82 release, clutch, superstar dev. I mean, this guy is a beast. He's 24 is the only downside at this point, but I mean, I know DeCry's probably got him in there and just feeding him the ball, him and Kevin White. Eifert, he's not doing bad. 52 for 651 and 6 touchdowns. I mean, is that worth the $800 million he's making this season to play football?
Crazy ass contracts.
Yeah, no, so Treadwell, Fuller, Ebron, Breed, Green, Connolly, Gordon, all 6 touchdowns. So, Offensive line, let's see, defense, tackles, I don't worry too much about. We'll dive into sacks. I mean, there you go. There's your NFC guy, Darden, 49 tackles, 15 sacks. Um, well, I swear I had more than this, but okay, I'll take it. Akins, 12 and a half. Dodd, Mack, 10 and a half. Ansa, McPhee, Ayers, 10. Pierre Paul, Matthews, Rankins, Aaron Donald, 9.5. I mean, so there's a bunch of sacks out there kind of spread out throughout the league. Let's dive over the INTs. And we don't have, you know what, through 12 weeks, that's crazy. We don't have any. I mean, our leading INT guy has 6. Normally, especially with the kind of users we have in this league, I would expect that to already be up. I mean, and you look at past seasons, I expect that to be up around 10 probably already, but 8 or 9 at the lowest. But 6 picks, and there you go. The second year guy Ebert, Apple with 6 picks, T.J. Green 6, Stubblefield the rookie linebacker. That's why I said that dude was a combine warrior. I knew he was going to be good. I didn't even scout him, and this dude was a beast. It's a good second round pick by the Chiefs. Wagner, Pritchett, there was a guy, so it was a good pickup for Boss. I mean, superstar dev, 92 speed, 80 zone. The hit power is slightly lower. Sort defense by conference. Okay. Let's see.
Is that Ford still?
Yeah, Ford's on. So, yeah, we'll do it by conference. So you got sacks in the AFC. I got Akins, 12 and a half. Mack, 10 and a half. I mean, there's 23 sacks between those guys for me. Dodd, 10 and a half. Hoskins, the second-year guy for Dolphins, for Rich, 9. Roberts, the second-year guy, 8. Dudley, the rookie, 7 and a half. Lawson, 7 and a half. Malik Jackson, 7 and a half. Hey, Vaughn's got 7 and a half. I know Ford said he didn't get sacks. Maybe Vaughn's pissed. He's going to have like 15 sacks this season or something. Gritton, the rookie for... Let's look at him. The rookie for Pro. He has, what is it, 7 sacks, which ain't bad. Let's see where he's at. 92 strength, 80 block shed, 79 speed, 82 excel, and he's, 6'3", 317, so that's always good. Big dude. Juden was 7. Leonard Williams was 7. Second year dude Connor was 7. Ingram was 7. Let's see, Clowney, as Pro calls him, button mashing boss. Clowney and Watt both 6.5. I'd figure that's better, but I know Boss has got some things going on. For those of you who don't know, him and his lady are having a baby, so it's busy time. I'm not quite exactly sure when they're due, but it's always, especially with your first kid, you're trying to figure everything out. So yeah, I see what you're saying, Ford, because he didn't pop up. Gooden didn't pop up on the list when we did by just the straight NFL. So Gooden, and that's why he was at linebacker of the year. I said he probably had a bunch of I know he users him. He probably has a bunch of picks, and sure enough, 7 picks with Gooden. Hebert, Stubblefield, Green 6, Mosley, Peters, Barry, McCourty, Pritchett, Billups, Deion Jones, 5 picks.
Fucking Deion Jones.
There he is. I user him some, but he's so fast. I let him kind of sometimes do his own thing too. 88 speed.
I still regret it.
Yeah, well, I'm a smooth operator. Adam Jones is old ass. I don't know how he gets picks. 84 speed, 88 excel. But he's out there. He's doing his thing. Stuff like that all around the world. Jalen Watkins, Gibson, Nielsen, the second year guy. I mean, superstar dev. Where's he have him at now? I haven't looked. He says he's 12th ranked in the league. Aggressive, clutch, high motor, 93 speed, 94 excel, 83 man, 85 zone, 81 press. Not bad, not bad. William Jackson. That was a good pickup for Rich. I like Jackson. No, I don't think he plays as well in this game as I think he should. Lloyd, there you go, the rookie DB. Emerson, my guy, with 4. Heaney with 4. Alright, we'll move on over to the... well, let's go look at forced fumbles real quick, actually. Let's look at deflections.
Oh,
Logan Ryan, 16. 2 picks. 16 for Nielsen, 4 picks. 15, 4. 14, 3 picks. You know, that's always the worst. Horn, my DB, 13 deflections, 2 picks. Stingley, 12 deflections, 2 picks. Come on, guys, catch the damn ball. Catch the damn ball. Forced fumbles. Look at that, Mickey McCann, your second year linebacker, 4 forced fumbles. J.J. Watt with 4. Pryor with 4. Miller with 4. Mosley, Merciless, Mack with 3. March with 3. So, got some guys forcing some fumbles. NFC wise, let's see. Yeah, you got Darden in the NFC with 15 sacks. 10 sacks for McPhee. 10 for Ansa. 10 for Ayers. 10 for Fletcher Cox. 9.5 for Paul, Donald, Clay Matthews, Rankins, Joseph at 6.5. Hobart, Aubert, the second year guy, he has 6 sacks. He was, I think, second in defensive lineman of the year. I mean, you look at him, 82 block shed. He was originally, I want to say, a DT, but 73 speed, 80 excel, 80 strength to kind of put him on the outside, a bigger guy. INT wise, you got Apple, Kirksey with 6, Trey Waynes, Bobby Wagner, Slay, Buchanan, Kendall Fuller, Witherspoon, a rookie DB. I wonder where he got 89 speed, 85 excel, but he's getting picks out there. 83 man, 78 zone. I mean, good coverages. A little slower on the excel, but making picks. Reed, Harrison Smith, all 5 picks. Hargraves, Byron Jones, Will Hill, Pat P, Von Bell, Tremaine Johnson, Cravens, Albright, McHugh, a couple rookie linebackers with 4 picks. So, let's look at deflections on their side. Anyone with, let's see, yeah, 14 and 2 for PJ Williams, 13 and 3 for Kendall Fuller, 12 and 1 for JJ Wilcox, 11 deflections, 0 picks for Jimmy Ward. That sucks. 9 picks, or 9 deflection, no picks for Dejon Smith. Forced fumbles. Let's see. Pierre Paul with 4. Ansa, Thompson, Keekly, Matthews, McPhee, all 3. Surprised Darden ain't up there anywhere. The second year guy. But yeah, that's what we're looking at stats wise, fellas. Yeah, it's been a good season so far. I'm interested to see where things go. You know, we've got a good league going on here, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, we just keep playing our games at this rate. I mean, let's see, we'll be in week 13 tomorrow. 14. You know, we're probably talking a couple weeks. We're probably talking, you know. Let's see, drafting, yeah, 2.5 weeks or so from now, I would say. 3 weeks by the time we draft. So let's keep it up. I mean, anything, we're going to be doing a mock coming up here in a few weeks. We're probably talking week 14 or 15. We'll be dropping a mock draft. The first one, top 10. I like to do 1 or 2. Last year I did 2 mock drafts, and then I did a final one with all 32 teams. A lot of those guys went within the first round and a half. Now, we had some interesting. Obviously, this is before I see every single combine. Well, I saw the combine actually before I did the final draft. Which, speaking of which, I'm going to go through. I want to see some guys here. We got, you know, we've tidied up a show here rather quickly. That's because you don't talk. You just sit there. So.
Hey, you don't ever stop talking, so I don't have.
Well, you need to butt in, man, just like Hubie would do, bro. You gotta. Me and him would just
interrupt your ass.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. Pretty much. You got a thought. If you start to try to talk, I'll know, and then I'll pull back. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm messing.
We gotta go look. We gotta go look at. Let's see, Ramsey. James. Let's see, 46 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. Not bad. Obviously, you'd like your sack numbers to be a little higher, but I want to see what you're doing with the guy you stole after I talked him up so much. You knew I was gonna take him, you prick. No, it's okay. It's worked out. It's worked out well for me. I'm not gonna complain. Wang, your rookie, he's missed some games. Let's see, where's his games played at? He's only played, he missed 3 games. He's played only in 9, but he's had a good season. 2,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, 12 picks. I mean, he's having a good year, and I wouldn't be surprised if you can keep it up and get up there maybe at the end of the year. You might be able to sneak into that. If he stays healthy, you could probably take that Offensive Rookie of the Year award. And, I mean, you might be able to, you're going to have yourself a stud. Yeah.
Fucking Huang comes back and Windsor goes out. Thanks.
Huang Chung. Let's see. Rams. He has Rashad Rodgers, the DB. We're gonna go through some of our rooks. I mean, come on, we all love drafting. This is kind of our favorite part. So I know we all like to eye guys and see what happened. Especially someone. I mean, I spend time doing these damn mock drafts. Rashad Rodgers, though, I mean, second fit, 54 tackles, tackle for loss, 2 picks, 5 deflections. But, I mean, yeah, you look at this guy, 96 speed, 94 excel. I guess savage. Only 22.
His coverage is amazing.
His coverage is great. I mean, his normal dev, that was the only plus side for me when I got Stingley, is out of the 4 top DBs, he was the only guy that was fast, but fast dev. But still, I mean, this guy, you're not going to complain. You get this guy 92 agility, 84
He's
press.
Already set. You don't need the superstar quick dev.
So, let's see. We'll go look at Titans. Something. We're down here. Prude. Let's see how he's doing with Prude. I know he's been having a good year. 52, 977, and 8 touchdowns. Having a good season with him. It's a guy on pace for 70 plus catches, 1,300 yards, and 13 touchdowns for your rookie. Not too bad. Let's see. I'll go over to my boy Stingley. 43 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 picks. Yeah, he's quick dev. I mean, he's a beast too. And I like I said, I wasn't ultimately not complaining. I can't. He's awesome. Cowboys, Cardona, 51. I mean, let's see. We kind of roll through these rookies. I want to see where. Let's see where let's see where the tight end is here. Hudson, best tight end in the draft. Why Ford didn't take him, I don't know. But I mean, 80 speed, 86 excel, the catching, the jumping. I mean, his run block is good. Yeah, big 40 catches, 614, 4 touchdowns, having a good year at tight end. I'm not sure how the tight ends are looking over on that side, so you never know. That might end up being a Pro Bowl tight end or something. Other than that, I mean, we're not gonna. I could sit here all night and go through all these rookies just because I like to. But that being said, we'll cut this short. Appreciate you guys who did tuning in. I know it's always late. That's how I always do it for the most part. Other than that, if you're listening to this or watching this tomorrow or the next day, hope you enjoy it. Just continue to play your games. I mean, we're doing great. The league's been really good. That first season was slow. Things didn't go so, obviously they took a long time, but we've made that change and things have been going good there. Other than that, I think that things have been running pretty smooth this season. So um, let's just keep it up, guys. Week 12. Let's make that playoff push, and we'll talk to you guys here soon. Ain't that right, poop? Later, fellas.